Hello guys, welcome or welcome back. Thank you for stopping by. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a mid-year book tag. It's obviously a little bit past halfway through the year. I'm like a week or two late, but that's fine, we don't need to talk about it. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. Yeah, pretty much just going to talk about books. Obviously. What else would I talk about? Before I get into the questions, I wanted to do a little bit of a mid-year reading checkup. I have been so on and off with my reading this year, to be honest. Like, one month I read like 50 books, the next month I read like none. But yeah, as you can see, April I read nothing, January I read nothing, and then March and June I read 9 or 10. So I've been up and down, up and down. I've currently finished 27 books, which my reading goal was 70. I think 50 is a lot more realistic, to be honest. I, so far this year, have read 24 romance books, as is expected, 6 young adult, 3 fiction, 2 fantasy, 2 thrillers. Obviously those stats, like, some overlap, so like, Salem would like to say hi. She's gonna knock that candle. My average rating, 3.6 stars, which is crazy because I'm such a generous rater, and I've been really working on not being so generous and gatekeeping my 5 stars, which I seem to have done quite well. Yeah, that's basically all I have to share as far as stats. Now we're gonna get into the questions. First question I wrote down was the best book that you've read so far. Powerless, which I loved. I read that back in February or January, but I loved that book so much. If you haven't read it yet, somehow, by some miracle, I highly recommend, even if you're not much of a fantasy reader, because I'm not, and I loved that book. It took me like a couple days to get into it. I'm obsessed. I love it, and I do need to continue the series. And then 2204 Hunter Lane. That book was such like an unexpected hit, if that makes sense. It was so good. I really enjoyed it. It's like a very simple romance, but the writing and the characters are so deep and human-like, if that makes sense. I really highly recommend that book. Best sequel you've read so far. For this one, I chose In the Woods. Hi guys, so I'm editing this video. I don't know why I keep saying In the Woods. The book is called In the Weeds, and I knew that, but for some reason, In the Woods kept coming out of my mouth. And I don't know why, but just thought I would clear that up. The book is called In the Weeds. Please ignore me. By B.K. Borison. It's a sequel to Love Light Farms, which is a Christmas book that I read 2 Christmases ago maybe, and loved, and I just never carried on with the series. But I read In the Woods and I loved it so much. When I want a book that's an easy read but also so enjoyable and not too long, B.K. Borison. I'm gonna do it. New release you've not read yet. There's so many. I've read like no new releases this year, which is insane because so many good books have come out, but the 2 I put for this were Enchantra, which I actually have and I need to read, and Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, which I'm so excited to read, but I'm very behind on Emily Henry new releases, and she's literally my favorite author, like one of my top authors ever, and I'm so behind in new releases, so I really need to get to that. Most anticipated reads of the year, and I put a book in here that kind of also goes in the last one, but like I said, I tried to not overlap too much. So that is Enigma by Runix. Can't believe I haven't read that yet. I'm so excited. I'm gonna love it. I know I am, because Runix is one of my favorite authors. Gothicana is my favorite book of all time. And then my other most anticipated read was to continue the Wild series by, who was that by? K.A. Tucker. I finally read The Simple Wild. I've had it on my bookshelf for years and I finally read it. You guys, if you missed that hype somehow and you, like me, put it off and didn't get to it, you are missing out. Like, you're actually missing out and you need to read it right now. I'm obsessed and I cannot wait to continue the series. I read it in like 2 days, cried. It was so good. Highly recommend. Favorite debut / new to you author. I put 2 again, as I have for every question, because I just can't narrow it down more than that. And that was K.A. Tucker, who wrote the Wild series, as I was just talking about, and Jane Diamond, who wrote the Dirty series, I think it's called, but she wrote this book called Dirty Like Me, which is actually the answer to my next question, biggest surprise of the year, Dirty Like Me by Jane Diamond. I bought this book back in 2022, maybe beginning of 2023, because I planned to do a video reading books that I randomly bought on Amazon. Like, I was searching up keywords of books I like and then would just pick a book I had never heard of and buy it and read it. Does that make sense? I don't know. The video never happened, clearly, because I only just read the book. But I bought Dirty Like Me by Jane Diamond. It was a rock star romance, and this book brought me back to my Wattpad days in the best way. The best way. Like, it's so unrealistic. It's giving, like, my parents told me to One Direction, but it's not. This book was so good, and I am 1000% gonna read the rest of the series, even though I think there's like 8 books or something insane. But that book shocked me. She is one of my top debut / new to me authors. It was like good writing, but the story was very Wattpad reminiscent, and I genuinely, wholeheartedly mean that as a compliment and as a positive thing. My SD card ran out of storage again, but we're back, better than ever, ready to carry on. My newest book boyfriends. We have Cole from Royal Elite. He is, actually, I haven't read his book yet, but he's in the friend group and I love him. I was gonna say he's funny. He's not funny. He's not done a single funny thing. I just really, really like him, and he's very broody and dark, but I'm really excited, and I think I know who his love interest is. And let me just say, it's one of my favorite tropes. My other newest book boyfriend is legend Sam Penny, Australian king. Love that man. Just the way he conducted him, like, he was just so perfect. I literally can't explain it. He felt like a real human, but was perfect. I don't know how to explain it. Book that made me cry. I've actually already mentioned both of them and mentioned that they both made me cry in this video, but 2204 Hunter Lane, I actually have me crying on video from a reading vlog that might be coming soon. And then The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. I was camping with my family and I was in my tent crying, and my sister was reading it at the same time, and I said, girl, you gotta finish it because you're gonna cry with me. And then as we were driving, I got a call from her boyfriend. He was like, we have a very teary Chelsea. And I said, yeah, I warned you. The most beautiful book he bought. I had an answer written for this and I was like, I agree. And it's one I haven't spoken about, but also The Conditions of Well, like, that's just a beautiful cover. And then the other one I mentioned, I don't know why I'm grabbing it when I haven't grabbed a single other book, but The Tenant by Frida McFadden. I think this cover is beautiful. Like, I genuinely think everything about this cover is so pretty. Look at the detail. Like, the little knob. Let me use this hand with the nail on. The knob, I love it. How many 5 stars this year? So according to my Fable, 1. I don't even know which one it was that I actually rated 5 stars on Fable. I mean, I did a reread of the Devil's Night series, and that series is a 5-star series, even though honestly none of the books as standalones are 5 stars. The series is a 5-star, if that makes sense. But also that was a reread, so not sure if that counts. But the only book that I rated 5 stars on Fable is The Conditions of Well. However, 2204 Hunter Lane got a 4.75, and I honestly would consider that a 5-star. And also The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. As you can tell, because I have mentioned all 3 of those books 10,000 times in this video so far, so clearly they had a bit of an impact. And I would consider them all 5 stars. A book you want to reread. Okay, I desperately want to reread the Off Campus series this year, because that was the second series I ever read. Not ever. I read a lot when I was young. And I read that when I was like 19, 18. And I love it. I love it. It really solidified my love for reading. And it was the first not dark romance book series I read in my new romance reading era. Obviously, with this series being filmed and coming up a lot, it's really got me wanting to reread it. So I will absolutely be doing that this year, because I miss I miss them so much. I love those books and I love those characters so much. They mean so much to me and I'm so excited. My final question is, what are my 5-star predictions? I actually only put 1 for this. I don't know why I decided this question was my time to hold back, but I put Enigma by Runix, which I've already mentioned. I mean, I think Happy Place by Emily Henry. I know that's not a new book, but I haven't read it yet, and I really think that's going to be a 5-star for me. I don't know about Great Big Beautiful Life, and I don't know about Funny Story, but Happy Place, I think that's going to be an absolute 5 stars. I think the setting, the story, the vibes, everything I've heard, I have very high hopes. I also think Enchantra will be a 5-star, 100%. That's all the questions I had. I hope I didn't bore you guys by just mentioning the same books over and over again. But if I mentioned them multiple times, just know I really love them and you should go read them. Take it as a sign. I am so grateful that you watched this video. Thank you. I cannot wait to be posting more. I'm back on my YouTube grind. I say this at the end of every video and then I don't post, but it's fine. This time it's for reals. So make sure you are subscribed and you like this video so that you get notified every time I upload. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.